Memoir is a literary non-fiction genre. More specifically, it is a collection of memories that an individual writes about moments or events, both public or private, that took place in the author's life. The assertions made in the work are understood to be factual. While memoir has historically been defined as a subcategory of autobiography since the late 20th century, the genre is differentiated in form, presenting a narrowed focus. Like most autobiographies, memoirs are written from the first-person point of view. An autobiography tells the story of a life, while a memoir tells a story from a life, such as touchstone events and turning points from the author's life. The author of a memoir may be referred to as a memoirist. Early memoirs. Memoir has been written since the ancient times, as shown by Julius Caesar's Commentaria de Bello Gallico, also known as Commentaries on the Gallic Wars. In the work, Caesar describes the battles that took place during the 9 years that he spent fighting local armies in the Gallic Wars. His second memoir, Commentaria de Bello Civili, is an account of the events that took place between 49 and 48 BC in the civil war against Gnaeus Pompeius and the Senate. The noted Libanius, teacher of rhetoric who lived between an estimated 314 AD and 394 AD, framed his life memoir as one of his literary orations, which were written to be read aloud in the privacy of his study. This kind of memoir refers to the idea in ancient Greece and Rome, that memoirs were like memos, or pieces of unfinished and unpublished writing, which a writer might use as a memory aid to make a more finished document later on. In the Middle Ages, Geoffrey of Villehardouin, Jean de Joinville, and Philippe de Comines wrote memoirs, while the genre was represented toward the end of the Renaissance, through the works of Blaise de Montluc of France. Until the Age of Enlightenment encompassing the 17th and 18th centuries, works of memoir were written by Anthony Ashley Cooper, 1st Earl of Shaftesbury. From Section de la Rochefoucauld, Prince de Marsillac of France. And Louis de Rouvroy, Duke de Saint-Simon, who wrote memoirs at his family's home at the Castle of La Ferté, copyright Vidame. While Saint-Simon was considered writer possessing a high level of skill for narrative and character development, it wasn't until well after his death that his work as a memoirist was recognized, resulting in literary fame. From the 18th century, over the latter half of the 18th through the mid-20th century, memoirists generally included those who were noted within their chosen profession. These authors wrote as a way to record and publish their own account of their public exploits. Authors included politicians or people in court society and were later joined by military leaders and businessmen. An exception to these models is Henry David Thoreau's 1854 memoir Walden, which presents his experiences over the course of 2 years in a cabin he built near Walden Pond. 20th-century war memoirs became a genre of their own, including, from the First World War, Ernst Jarwan Kortenger and Frederick Manning's Her Privates We. Memoirs documenting incarceration by Nazi Germany during the war include Primo Levi's If This Is a Man, which covers his arrest as a member of the Italian resistance movement, followed by his life as a prisoner in Auschwitz. And Elie Wiesel's Night, which is based on his life prior to and during his time in the Auschwitz, Bunner worker, and Buchenwald concentration camps. Collections, with the expressed interest of preserving history through the eyes of those who lived it, some organizations work with potential memoirists to bring their work to fruition. The Veterans History Project, for example, compiles the memoirs of those who have served in a branch of the U.S. military, especially those who have seen active combat. Many public libraries give memoir writing classes that are geared towards senior citizens. See also, Journal, Diary, Last Will and Testament, Fake Memoirs, Histoire de ma vie, References.